This yo-yo is the best yo-yo to learn the DNA on. Alright, what is up guys? It's World Yo-Yo Champion Evan Nagel. I have a new unboxing. So if you guys saw the previous Wedge 2.0 video, me and Brandon already unboxed some prototypes for this. But this is a new colorway, and also it is new packaging. So we got like a different style of foam, and it also comes with some more tools for you to use. And also, if you're wondering why I'm in my bathroom, it's because we have people over at our house and it's very noisy. So I'm in my bathroom because it's a little bit quieter, although it is kind of echoing. Here we go. Yeah, so here's like an example. This is just a prototype foam, and here is one of the yo-yos. As you can see, it's a fade colorway. It's pretty cool. So I don't know if it'll focus well enough for you to see that, but that says Angelo Aguirre on it. What else do we have? Just the straight up aqua, which is always a really nice yo-yo. And finally, we have the blue and pink fade. This one's so sick. And that one says Evan Nagel, so this is one of my personal colorways. As you guys may know or may not know, there's a bunch of different colorways. There's Lucas Decker one, there's a Hunter Feuerstein, Betty Gallegos, Bella Freestyle, and Angel Tua.
2 hours later.
Eric Koloski and John Ando. There's so many different colors. Last but not least, we have the official packaging. They really kept it tight. Okay, here we go. You have the yo-yo right here, and also in the box included, you have this foam. Again, this is prototype foam, so the cuts are gonna look a little bit nicer. So you have your string here, you have the bearing removal tool, and you have the bearing and axle kit right here. And the reason why we have this bearing and axle kit, you can switch out the narrow bearing that comes in the yo-yo to make it go from responsive to unresponsive. So starting out, the yo-yo comes out of the package responsive. I'm gonna put the string on the yo-yo right here. Tie the slip knot, cut the string at the new length. So this is how the yo-yo comes right out of the box. But as you can see, you throw, right? Give it a little tug, and it comes right back to the hand. Actually, I'm gonna use another one of these yo-yos because I really like these other colorways. Let's use this blue and pink fade. Same thing, comes responsive. Do a little rock the baby action here. Let's see, what is this, stop and go? So one cool thing about this yo-yo is with most responsive yo-yos, you wouldn't even think about trying to go Godspeed with them. But with this yo-yo, you can go Godspeed in responsive. Yeah, this yo-yo is a really, really good yo-yo, even as a responsive yo-yo. Actually, this yo-yo is really good for the responsive DNA. A few of my friends who never even yo-yoed were able to do it like within like 3 attempts. So let me just show you how to do that real quick. Throw the yo-yo sideways so that it starts rotating sideways, and then you just put your finger under it. And that's how you do the DNA. This yo-yo is the best yo-yo to learn the DNA on, like without question. All right, so to turn this yo-yo from responsive to unresponsive, you're gonna first just unscrew the yo-yo like this. Now you have 2 halves. You're gonna take off the string from the bearing, and then you're gonna take out the bearing. Sometimes you can just pull it out with your fingers, but this one, it's looking like it's a little too tight. So we're gonna just first remove the axle then, put that somewhere safe, and then we're gonna take our bearing removal tool that came in the foam, and then we're gonna put it in the bearing like this and slowly rock it back and forth. And then you can see the bearing just came out pretty easily. Sometimes it'll be a little harder. Make sure not to go so crazy. If you're having a really hard time with it, just kind of rock it more and more. And then you're gonna take your little bearing kit and open it up. Hopefully the editor can kind of time lapse this a little bit, or at least cut. Got the wide bearing here and the long axle here, as you can see. So this is the narrow bearing right here, and this is the wide bearing right here. Now we're gonna put the wide bearing. Oops, dropped the yo-yo, but that's okay. These are very durable. Actually, one thing before I get into this is there might be a little lube around this bearing seat right here on both halves of the yo-yo. So one thing I would suggest before putting in your wide bearing is you're gonna take a little cloth or a Kleenex or something and just wipe around the edges of the bearing seat. Try to get really into the nooks and crannies because the narrow bearing has responsive lube, which will make the yo-yo responsive. So if you put the wide bearing in and there's still some lube in the bearing seat, then it's still gonna be responsive. So make sure that you clean out the bearing seat before you add the wide bearing. So once you do that, you just put the wide bearing on like that. You take the wide axle, the long axle, which is black. You screw that on there. And I don't know why my light's flashing, but whatever. You screw the yo-yo together like this. Now you have an unresponsive yo-yo. Boom. So yeah, once you're ready to kind of upgrade to a little bit more difficult tricks and you're willing to learn this trick, the bind, which will allow you to bring the yo-yo back up when it's unresponsive, you can now use the yo-yo unresponsive, as you can see. That'll allow you to do tricks like whips and stuff. And overall, just give you more options. You can do finger spins and do the unresponsive DNA. The yo-yo has a finger spin cup, so that'll allow you to do the DNA a lot easier. And what a finger spin cup is, let me show you. It's just a little dimple in the middle that just kind of traps your finger when you put the yo-yo sideways on your finger. Like that. Responsive DNA, baby. Yeah, so the yo-yo is now responsive. So what that basically means is that the yo-yo won't come up when you tug on it. And this removes a lot of friction, so it'll allow the yo-yo to spin a lot longer, but also allow you to do tricks that you ordinarily couldn't do with with a responsive yo-yo. Yeah, it can also do horizontal pretty well. One thing that we thought of when designing this yo-yo was to make it spin for a really long time. So the weight distribution is really good for long spin times. So it's really good for beginners, but also it's a really just fun yo-yo if you're more intermediate or advanced. The other thing is, this is a new thing that we're doing now with the fade colorway on the molded polycarbonate yo-yos. So this is a new colorway. So yeah, these are pretty cool. Right now, it's not currently out on the market yet, but by the time I release this video, it should be. So if you just head on over to evandegaw.com, you guys can purchase the Wedge 2.0 there. Yeah, and my intention was to make a yo-yo that can go from responsive to unresponsive, but be good at both levels. Because a lot of yo-yos that are designed for responsive, they don't really play unresponsive well, and also a lot of yo-yos that are made for unresponsive, it's hard for them to do responsive well, so I just wanted to fix that issue. So yeah, that's what we came up with, Wedge 2.0. So guys, that's pretty much the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys want to go pick up a Wedge 2.0, make sure you do so. You can get Wedge 2.0 on evandegaw.com. Alright guys, with that, I love your faces. See ya. Bye.